folks, and welcome to the stream. My name is Mike D'Angelo, aka that Tellest guy, and we are back in the. Well, no, we're not back. We are. My brain is a little scattered today. We are looking at a partner map that we received late last week. This is the Pirate Cove Entrance map that we're doing for like an adventure that we're creating, and we'll take a real quick look at what our partner Becka did for us. For the most part, what we're seeing here is a lot of water-based, treatment of this map, and there's a little bit of area for, like land-based adventurers to travel through and things like that. So they would come along this little path here, and then there's this little entrance into the cave, and everything looks great. I mean, this is pretty much exactly what we wanted. You can see that there's some other stuff that that Becka did to kind of bring things to life a little bit. And I think what we're going to try and do is apply those custom layers that we did before in a couple of our other maps. We're going to enable the custom layers feature. And we're going to try and see if we can kind of use that feature to make things look a little bit more dynamic, the way that we've done for the other two maps that we've been working on. So we're going to start off by the idea that I had was that we were going to have like an underwater cave here, so that there was a second means of egress into the into this cove. So the first thing that we have to do is get rid of some of this stuff so that we can see what we're working with. So we're going to get rid of those waves. We might throw something back in there, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Oh, that's the cliff. I don't want to move the cliff. Okay, so that's good for now. Let us go into an object layer. We're going to throw that underneath the background. And Becca's already used a cave, so we already have something that we can work with. Let's, real quick, we're going to turn off the background layer so that we can see what we're doing. So we don't need it to be quite that big. Let's shrink it down a little bit. And something along those lines. So now, we still need, we know that we have to do other stuff down there too. But what we should be able to do is, if we take the erase tool, now this is going fully blank, we can see that down there now. What we're going to actually end up doing is, the one thing that I really want to be able to do is copy an entire layer so that you can kind of sandwich the objects in between, but that's neither here nor there, I guess. So let's add another brush layer. We're going to throw that underneath the object layer, and let's make that invisible. And let's just go nuts over here. I'm going to put the whole thing. What am I doing wrong? Oh, I'm in the erase. So we'll keep using this style. Actually, probably should use the deeper green look. That's kind of more. This is what's underwater. All right, so now let's throw that back on. We lose everything that we just did, but now if we go into the erase tool and we do something like 20%, give or take, and we erase that, we should start to see, oh, I'm on the wrong brush layer. Should start to see more of that coming through. And specifically what we're trying to see is our cave down there. And maybe we'll do one more pass so that we can see that a little bit. One little more. Alright, so now the idea is that we're going to try and bring some of those waves back. Maybe put them over here. We might actually just use the wave texture And that way we can kind of stick to the edges of like this rock, for instance. And it's way too big right now, so we're going to have to tweak some. Actually, that doesn't look terrible. Oh, you know the reason that it works is because it's beneath the rock. So we can actually do. Let's try and grab that real quick. We've got that other line there. Let me see if I can move that up on the sublayer. Yep, so you can actually see it above the cave if you wanted to. But that one that we just got, if we wanted to, we can move it below the cave. Let's move that out a little bit. Let's do this. We're going to hide the background real quick so that we can play with the cave a little bit more. Let's see. All right, you can't do too much there without having to do more cliff work down there, which isn't a huge deal, right? Like you're not doing too much, but I'll tell you what, we do know that we have cliff stuff that we can use, so let's go ahead and try and use it. See where anything is at the moment. Let's hide that real quick. I feel like we've got like a little bit of water above that. I'm not sure why. I mean, these cliffs, they probably have. There we go. It's the clipping masks. There we go. All right. So now let's throw these back on. We've got some nice cliff work there. The waves are above and below. This one's down here. This wave up here is above. All right, let's do some rock work. So we've got these kind of little guys here. Let's make these sub-layer like 1 or something. This is way too big, so we're going to scale that down to 30 or so. There we go. So that kind of helps to show that there's some depth there. Let's see though. The only problem I'm seeing is that you can kind of see it through that. Opacity is all the way up there, so why is that happening? Oh, wait a minute. I feel like we're getting that mess again. But I don't think that there's no like clip stuff here. I wonder why that's happening. Yeah, I thought we just lost all that stuff. So why is it still there? That's weird. We've got a little bit of it there too. Let's see. Alright, let's bring this back out. Nothing weird going on there. The only thing left that I have over here is cliffs. Let's get rid of the object layer here. Doesn't have anything to do with the sub layer. Yeah, that's weird, especially because I felt like we messed with that so that it wasn't doing that. Let's try something real quick. Let's see if we go to this brush layer here and we just erase. We need to erase with full opacity. There's nothing there. I don't think that this is really going to matter because you're not going to be able to see most of this anyway. A little bit more of that out, and we're going to actually use a different color under the background to kind of make that look the way that I want it to, but let's go. I mean, that's why, because it's kind of like a semi-transparent cliff. You're missing certain stuff. That's why these rocks are showing up through there. And that shouldn't be the case, but let's do another brush layer. And let's grab, you know what, it's not going to matter because this is going to show up over top of the object. Let's try. Right, let's just completely filling that in. And if I throw those stones there, they're hidden. But if this ended up below the object, you're still seeing it. That's weird, man. Let's see. How else can I do that in a way that looks kind of natural? Let's erase this stuff real quick. And we've still got the water layer over top, right? So that's doing what we needed to do. Back on the brush layer. Let's do something like that. We'll try and blend it a little bit better and see if that kind of comes out. Oh, hello, Metro. Let's zoom you out and get rid of the grid. So I'm trying to use the layers tool to take Becca's map and make it a little bit more dynamic for us. But I don't like the semi-transparent of this stuff, so I'm going to try and fill it in a little bit. Put the layers back to being seen. So right now, that's what it is. So the whole thing that I'm trying to do is, like if I have one of the rocks on the object layer and I throw it down there, you can kind of see it. It's not a huge deal. Like you can't see it very well, but I know it's there. So that's what we got so far. The cave did not exist there before, and I was trying to work that in to make that like a secondary entrance into this area. So anyways, let me head back in here. We're going to go back into the brush layer, and I'm going to start to paint in a little bit. She did a really good job. I just wanted to try something a little different. So let's start to paint this in a little bit. Blend it a little bit so that we don't have all that transparency coming through. I think I have it on the Xbox. I mean, it's a free game. Matt says that Deus Ex Human Revolution, which is a very good game, is free on Prime right now. So if anybody needs that game, I feel like I'm super video gamed out. I got too much stuff that's going on. I've been playing a lot of Avowed, Matt. Alright, let's give it a try now. Throw that back on, go into our object layer. There you go. You can still kind of see it, but I don't think that it's that bad. We can even mess with the opacity of those rocks and make them a little bit transparent. Timu Skyrim. I feel like it feels like Skyrim meets like a Dying Light or something like that. And the more I play it, the more I like it. I think it's hard to like outdo like the nostalgia. Oh no, caught it. It's hard to outdo the nostalgia of Skyrim, but I've been having a lot of fun. I'm not even out of the first map yet. It's I'm level 8. So I'm still in Dawn Shore. Yeah. All right, let's real quick. I'm going to save it since we're at 200 changes. And we're going to run our sponsor and then we'll be right back. And now, a word from our sponsors. The Old Aunt Mythopia is sure to be unlike anything you have ever read or experienced before. Author No Originality intends for it to be something that is interpreted differently by each person who flips through its pages. Is it a new age set of fables to rival Aesop? Perhaps it's just a series of Easter eggs for those who like gaming culture. Or maybe it is a recommendation on how to live one's life. While the book itself is full of possibilities and open to interpretation, one thing isn't: the passion with which No Originality built out the project. A team of great artists came together to make the Old Aunt Mythopia, and it shows. It takes a tremendous amount of talent to manage talent, and to bring a vision to life, and No Originality pulled it off wonderfully. Check out our promo for the Old Aunt Mythopia, an incomplete trilogy, on the Tellest website. I did a whoopsie. Thank you, Rihanna. So Matt, I threw in. Oh, wait a minute. I got the original stuff there, but where'd the other stuff go? Oh, you know what it might be? It might be that I went back and didn't do a refresh. We need to throw some points of interest in here now, Matt. We have 182 items up on Drive-Thru RPG now, too. Oh, that's blinding white. Oh, there we go. Let's see. We just got doubles. So this is what it originally looked like. This is what it looks like now with a little bit of extra layerization. I kind of like the idea of having, you know, both of them there. Maybe we could call like one low tide or something. I don't need this one, so let's get rid of this one. Okay, let's head back in here. So maybe we'll throw some other stuff underneath the water. Let's see. I don't really want to do anything statue-wise because the whole point of the adventure is to find a statue in a ship. But let's see what other stuff we can find under the water. Let's see. Maybe we could have like an octopus defending a treasure or something. So let's mess with the shadow and make it a little bit less offset. Over here. So Matthew said that he is done with season 2 of Cobra Kai. What'd you think? Called it as soon as they moved to the stairs. Just got the wrong person getting hurt. I'm going to do some more corals over here. See, the nice thing about like this stuff is now I feel like I can I don't have to flatten the stuff down. Like it's still accessible after that. So you said you called it, but did you enjoy it? That's the important question. Let's throw a treasure chest under there. Hooray! I had to fight for Matt to watch that show. Where's my pirate treasure chest? Happily keep watching. Woohoo! Alright, so we're going to try and figure this out. I just got to figure out placement. Let's see if the sublayer... Yep, perfect. Throw like a little glow or something. Oh, really? Gladiator 2 wasn't that good? You know what? I was just thinking. Yeah, no, the opacity of this is fine. So if I need to, I can erase a little bit down there. Let's throw a glow. We watched Companion over the weekend, and that was fun. I like that little glow a little bit. Let's head back to our background layer, and we might take a little bit of an erase over here. Take it to about 20%. Let's see. See a little bit more down there. Maybe 20% was a little bit too much. Companion is really star-studded cast. It's Jack Quaid, Guillermo from What They Do in the Shadows. I don't know anybody's names. Girl from Yellow Jackets. Girl from Never Have I Ever. Whole concept is one of the people is a robot, and they don't know that they're a robot. Is good. I think that you would like it. Alright, so we got point of interest, point of interest. Let's do some seaweed over there. Kind of disguise it a little bit more too. A robot. You know, R-O-B-O-T, robot. God bless you. Alright, we're still on the object layer down here. Let's change the stamp scale to 30. Actually, let's do the grid on to make sure that that chest isn't too big. No, we should be fine. Let's make the seaweed 4, so that as it's kind of like dangling up from the depths, it's over top. And we'll throw a couple of other strands out there in the ocean too, so it doesn't just look like it's there that's happening. These rocks look kind of low. Thinking we could throw like a splatter of seaweed here and there on the rocks. Let's head back down. And actually, it might not be a bad idea to throw a couple of these over here by the cave. Throw some other aquatic life down here some places. Alright, we gotta throw some starfishies. Some of these guys. You know what? Let's make this one a little bit less opaque. Oh crap, cheap viewers on Stream Boo. Time to give that the boot. I don't know how to moderate that. have to figure out how to moderate that kind of stuff later. Just this little crabby guy walking along the floor. Oh, there's a whole other kind of crab and I didn't even know. Just some fishies. Got a shark going around. I feel like we shouldn't just have coral in one place. Put some in some other places too. Let's do another save. 83 is a nice amount of these. I'll figure out the other points of interest, I think, off stream. But we made some good progress. Oh, that's a dusty desk. All right, let's head over to our show closing screen. So folks, on the screen right now, you should see all the places that you can find Tellest out there on the internet. Tellest.com is a great first place to start because it'll bring you to all of our other projects. If you want to find our map stuff elsewhere out on the internet, patreon.com/Tellest is the best place to start because you'll be able to get our maps the cheapest that you can find them. There's 3 different, like main levels for map get. Free is the best one. Obviously, you'll get the low res watermarked versions, but at the $5 a month level, you get 182 maps and 700 variants, whatever it is. $5 a month, and you get all that stuff right away. And then we try to drop 8 more maps per month. And then if you up to the $10 level, then you get variants and things of that nature. Tellest.etsy.com is where you can find physical versions of our maps. Give it a little bit. We still don't have our partner restocked yet, so we are waiting for them to do that piece. Battlemapfantasy.com is where you can go to Drive-Thru RPG, and you can get all of our maps a la carte if you like. We run sales from time to time, so keep an eye out for those. And we keep on adding more on those every week as well. I think we're adding 3 maps a week for the next couple of weeks, so definitely check that out. TikTok.com/@WeirdWitchWands is where you can find all of Rhianna's good stuff. She just started the prep work on 20 new ones, so you should have a bunch of new stuff there soon. So check that out. And then our doggies just got their third million view video on their TikTok channel, which is @TalesOfTellest. Go check that out. And 2 last places that you can see our videos. YouTube.com/@WorldOfTellest is where you can find all of our videos, even well after we are off of the Twitch platform. But twitch.tv/ThatTellest, guys, the only place where you can check us out live and chat with us and get your quest coins and things like that. So definitely remember to come over this way so you can chat with us. But that's going to wrap us up for tonight. We will be back one more time this week to look at our maps tomorrow, and we'll see if we can wrap up 1 or 2 of our maps then. But until next time, I miss you.